187 at 5810 Murata Avenue. Homicide wants you
그러게
over there.
질문하는 게 여자 거밖에
The
없었네.
coroner thinks the broad was whacked using the army morphine. Don't say anything, Roy. Just get over there.
I didn't want to arrest the kid, so I gave him a section and didn't get.
필라스 세일한다고?
Need a drink.
He said get.
아니야 지금 할 게 많아. 파엠도 있잖아.
Start introducing us as Detective Earl, and this is my science teacher, Mr. Phelps.
Your interest in my appearance is starting to get me worrying.
Like it or not, we're a dysfunctional.
뭔가 내용이 막 이것저것 좀 섞이더라고요. 신문으로 보면은 다른 애 시점으로 나오는데 거기에서
I really hope you're joking, Roy.
주인공 군 생활할 때 의무병이었던 애가 있더라고. 근데 걔가 그 신문 볼 때마다 자꾸 뜨는 게 걔가 마약을 파는 거 같아. 군용 모르핀을 밀매하고 있는 것 같아요. 나중에는 걔랑
Can
만나게
you drive to
되나?
this one?
근데 시간대가 어떻게 되는지 잘 모르겠어.
Seem distracted. We recovered the morphine. Some of it might be unaccounted for, so what? That's life. We did our job.
Closing one case opens another.
Do you have any idea what is really going on while we're wasting our time following this stuff?
Are you going to tell me?
The deals being done right now will change the face of LA forever, and we're wasting our time on some hump.
Someone's little girl.
Visit the morgue at the end of the month when the John and Jane Does are cremated. Their percentages, the odds for and against lightning striking.
Second floor, apartment 6, in the back.
Thanks.
(3층이라고) 하지 않았나? 더 올라가야 돼? (3분의 2) 정도요? 오늘 엔딩 보기 클럽군. 나 아까 제대로 못 봤는데 3층이라고 하지 않았어?
Bukowski, you made homicide.
That I did. Good to see you, Phelps.
You two want a hug? Or can we get on with it?
전에 파트너였던 사람들 다 모였네.
26 years old, fashion model. Found in the tub by the cleaning lady, Mrs. Reynoldson. She called it in.
We heard Carruthers thinks...
Carruthers likes to make work for people. Overdose of sleeping pills, falls asleep in the tub, rest in peace, case closed.
Here, here. Mal is 100% that it's murder.
Do you mind if I take a look around?
Sure. Go right ahead. Phelps?
Mal, we've had a look around. Rusty thinks it's a waste of time. What's your theory?
Come on, Mal. Tell us why we were dragged down here.
If the victim was alive when she entered the tub, water would have entered her lungs. The water is violently churned in the windpipe as she drowns. The result is that a lot of foam is generated. This foam is found at the mouth and nostrils in almost all cases of real drowning. Notice anything about our Vic?
May I took a look?
Be my guest. Take a closer look at her head and neck.
Very unusual ring.
I could be wrong, but it looks like a black
손톱 다
sapphire.
깨져 있는데. 이건 뭐야? 물었어? 물은 자국이야?
bruising on the forearms, and these look like bite marks.
Very good.
Her neck is bruised pretty badly.
The eyes are a classic sign of morphine, and the bruises tell their own story. I think one man held her down and another held her arm and injected her. They put her in the bath to try to cover it as a drowning.
It spread a trail of barbiturates.
Take a look around outside on your way out and see if you can find the syrettes. It would make my theory.
And morphine would have been very quick, and there wouldn't have been much of a struggle.
Okay, so find two guys who recently bought syrettes and weren't junkies, and you might be onto something.
This is her in this photo? Something else.
Miss Julie was.
Pretty girl like that? Maybe she was having trouble with some boys, huh? Maybe she got her heart broken. Couldn't take it anymore. So she ran herself a bath and down some hills, and then she just drifted off.
그래요? 시간 좀 뭔가 애매하네.
Julie, she always had so much fire, so much drive.
This is all top end of town stuff. Gives us somewhere to look.
Clear.
They're there.
더 자세히 조사하기? 아, 이게 더 자세히 조사한
It's
거야?
okay.
아니네.
It's been a modeling assignment. It's a place to start. Beautiful girl. Clothes certainly aren't from the Sears catalog.
Not sure this means much.
저놈의 포크는 뭐라고 맨날 자꾸 조사하는
Take a smarter
거거든요.
man than me to connect that. Incidental. Not much help.
어서 오세요.
I'm Detective Phelps. I'm here to try and help Julia. Do you mind answering some questions?
Virginia Reynoldson, I'm just so shocked. I feel like there's something I should be doing, someone I should call.
We can make those calls, ma'am. Who needs to be notified?
That's just it. I don't know. Miss Julie doesn't have any family in town. Someone has to set her affairs in order. Mr. Henderson, maybe? Who else is there? I don't know.
If you give the details to the other detectives, ma'am, they can try and get in contact. Was Miss Randall depressed about something? Upset?
No more than normal.
뻥치는 얼굴 같진 않아 보이는데.
What are you hiding here, Mrs. Reynoldson? Julia was obviously disturbed about something.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
아닌데 눈치 보는데 의심하는데.
I can't stand around here all day waiting for you. Her face beneath the water? I need to do something.
Sorry. Sometimes you have to shake the tree to see what falls out.
Would she have killed herself for a man?
아니야.
Miss Julie would
저렇게
never
저렇게
have
눈을
killed
떼굴떼굴
herself.
굴리는데?
She was a very determined young lady. One of those people who shake the tree for all it's worth.
Did Miss Randall have many friends visit?
I'm not sure. I only come around twice a week.
이건 너무 노골적인데?
Why are you lying to me, Mrs. Reynoldson? Julia had men stay here.
I will not speak ill of the dead. You can't prove that.
들킬까봐 안절부절한다고? 그럴까?
That's a terrible insult to Miss Julia's honor and her memory. She's not even in the ground yet. You should be ashamed.
아, 다 틀리네.
What was it like working for Miss Randall?
Perfectly fine, officer.
표정 봐. 주인공 표정 뭐야?
You're hiding something, Mrs. Reynoldson. There's something about Julia's past that you don't want to tell me.
And how do you come to that conclusion, young man? What makes you think I know anything about her past?
다 의심했었어야 됐나 봐. 아니, 내 첫번 거는 그냥 의심했더니 안 통했잖아. 그냥 이런 건 좀 평온해 보이잖아. 이런 거는 진짜인 것 같은데.
You're off the hook.
감이
for now.
떨어졌다고.
Do you do
아니야!
housekeeping on a regular basis?
Twice.
야, 리셋해. 못 믿어. 나는 이 상황을 인정할 수 없어. 초반이니까 다시.
187 at 5810 Murata Avenue. Homicide wants you over there. The coroner thinks the broad was whacked using army morphine. Don't say anything, Roy. Just get over there.
The thing was, he was a real nice guy. I felt lousy collaring him.
얘 뭐야?
What's with that getup of yours anyway? I should start introducing us as Detective Earl, and this is my science teacher, Mrs. Shelton.
아이 거기다가
Your interest in my
문제가
appearance is
좀
starting to
저렇게
get me
아리까리 할 때는 힌트를
Like it or
썼거든.
not,
근데 지금
we're a
힌트 포인트가
dysfunctional
하나도
couple
없어.
now. People judge me with you on my arm same way they would a fat broad with a 5 o'clock shadow.
I really hope you're joking, Roy.
아이 다들 인정했잖아요. 그게 맞다고 생각했었잖아. 왜 나한테만 뒤집어 씌워? 다 수상하다 해놓고.
Seemed distracted. We recovered.
Second floor, apartment 6.
Thanks.
Phelps?
Mal, we've had a look around. Rusty thinks it's a waste of time. What's your theory?
Come on, Mal. Tell us why we were dragged down here.
If the victim was alive when she entered the tub, water would have entered her lungs. The water is violently churned in the windpipe as she drowns. The result is that a lot of foam is generated.
재떨이로
This
뚝배기
foam
깨져봐야
is found
정신
at the
차리냐고.
mouth and nostrils in almost all cases of real drowning. Notice anything about our Vic?
May I took a look?
Be my guest.
아니요, 내가 다른 힌트를 다 못 찾고서 말을 걸어서 그럴지
Take a
몰라.
closer look at her head and neck.
The neck is bruised pretty badly. Bruising on the forearms, and these look like bite
근데
marks.
뭘 하길래 물린 자국이
Very
있지?
good.
Very unusual ring.
I could be wrong, but it looks like a black sapphire. The eyes are a classic sign of morphine, and the bruises tell their own story. I think one man held her down, and another held her arm and injected her. They put her in the bath to try to cover it as
척척
drowning.
박사는 이유.
Spread a trail of barbiturates.
Take a look around outside on your way out and see if you can find the syrettes. It would make my theory.
The morphine would have been very quick, and there wouldn't have been much of a struggle.
Okay, So find two guys who recently bought cigarettes and weren't junkies, and you might be onto something.
This is her in these photos? She's something else.
Yes.
Pretty girl like that?
Quality English smoking jacket.
그래 요런데
I don't
아직
know anyone under 45 who would wear one.
Couldn't take it anymore.
아직 검사 안 하고 갔잖아. 증거를 놓쳐갖고 그렇게 된 걸 수도 있어.
I don't know.
Looks like barbiturates. Barbiturates. What else is rattling around in this thing?
더 자세히 조사하게 있네. 두루미 명품? 취미인가봐.
You should speak to her doctor. Probably both
벤제드린이
drugs would
뭐야?
make her life a roller coaster.
아까 하다는 수면제라 그랬고. 정신적으로 불안정하다라는 거를 저 약을 근거로 제시를 했었어야 되는데 내 증거를 안 찾은 상태에서 말을 한 거지.
This is all top end of town stuff. Gives us somewhere to look. Been a modeling assignment.
이건 이것만 보면 될 것 같고.
It's a place to start. I'm Detective Phelps. I'm here to try and help Julia. Do you mind answering some questions?
Virginia Reynoldson, I'm just so shocked. I feel like there's something I should be doing, someone I should call.
We can make those calls, ma'am. Who needs to be notified?
That's just it. I don't know. Miss Julie doesn't have any family in town. Someone has to set her affairs in order. Mr. Henderson, maybe? What else is there? I don't know.
If you give the details to the other detectives, ma'am, they can try and get in contact. Was Miss Randall depressed about something? Upset?
No more than normal.
What are you hiding here, Mrs. Reynoldson? Julia was obviously disturbed about something.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
이 둘 중에 하나로 봐야 되지 않아? 우울증과 불면증에 처방된 약? 근데 벤제드린은 뭐야? 벤제드린 각성제 수면제랑 각성제를 같이 먹는다고? 잠을 자겠다는 거야, 안 자겠다는 거야? 암페타민.
I can't stand around here all day waiting for you.
각성제
Her face
말하는
beneath the water? I need to do something.
우울하지 않았냐고 했으니까 이거였지 않을까?
She was taking barbiturates. She couldn't sleep. You must have seen them in her room.
You've seen the pillbox, the things she hid in there. I don't know how she supported herself. Always new clothes and jewelry. She lived like a movie star, a princess. Does modeling really pay that well?
Did Miss Randall have many friends visit?
I'm not sure. I only come around twice a week.
Why are you lying to me, Mrs. Reynoldson? Julia had men stay here.
I will not speak ill of the dead. You can't prove that.
아까 남자 옷.
Who owns the smoking
그래,
jacket?
아까
I wouldn't like to tell tales, you understand.
증거를 다
That's
못
Mr.
찾은 상태에서
Henderson's.
말 걸어서 그런가 봐.
An older man, very distinguished looking. He seemed very much in love with her.
Where would we find him?
I'm sorry. I don't know. He said he lives in San Francisco.
What was it like working for Miss Randall?
Perfectly fine, officer.
You're hiding something, Mrs. Reynoldson. There's something about Julia's past that you don't want to tell me.
And how do you come to that conclusion, young man? What makes you think I know anything about her past?
제 과거를 어떻게 하냐고? 그러게, 과거 어떻게 알아? 그냥 의심해야 될까?
It's nothing personal. I'm just doing my job. You understand that?
하 참네 막 이런 표정이지 않아? 좀 슬픔을 참는 표정? 이건 진짜일까? 근데 아까 전에 내가 뭐라고 대답했었지? 이런 질문이 있었나? 2개만 하지 않았어? 그러니까요. 아까 전에 했었으면 마지막 질문 했었으면 진실로 했을 텐데. 근데 증거에는 딱히 없었고 그러면은 의심?
Mrs. Reynoldson, it seems like there's something you want to tell me.
She was very high-strung. Lovely one moment and screaming at you the next.
되게 웃긴 거는 얘네들
She
딱
wanted it all. She
그
wanted
제대로
it damn
맞추면은 기다렸다는 듯이
Of course, being
말한다.
so beautiful, it seemed like she was going to get it. Not the way it's turned out, though, is it?
Thanks, Mrs. Reynoldson. You've been very helpful. One of the other detectives will take your statement, and then you can go home.
물어봐주길 기다렸던 것처럼 막 허겁지겁 얘기.
Stefan, Rusty, we'll take a look around outside and then follow up these leads. Can you get some guys to run down the jacket?
You think Carruthers has called it right?
He rarely gets it wrong.
I don't know. I'm with Galloway. I've met enough girls in my time who can't handle their dope.
갤러웨이 편 드는 거 보니까 저것도 글렀구만. 아 이거 내 차 아닌데.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
All right, where to?
That's the guy from the paper. Solved that big case.
Bukowski, Galloway, quite the little reunion in there. Almost brought a tear to my eye.
초보자는 한 번에 맞출 수 없다고?
How would you know?
저게 되게
You
좀
got
그래야
promoted so fast,
처음에는
you barely
표정
had time to
보고서
learn their
표정을
names.
잘
Let me fill
읽으라고
you in.
얘기하는데
Bukowski's a pushover.
표정하고
Galloway's a
관련 없는
drunk.
거고
You could learn a thing or two from both of them.
Please. They couldn't work a vice case if their life depended on it.
I don't see why they'd be any better or worse at it than
차라리
me.
처음부터
I noticed
표정
you said
얘기가
better.
없었으면은 그냥
Hubris
짚어보면서
disguised as
이게 맞지
humility.
않을까 대충
Kind of your
때려맞추고
trademark,
그럴
don't you
텐데
think?
Why do you
그렇게
always twist
생각하다가도
everything?
표정
Galloway's got
보면은
nothing to prove.
아닌가?
He's been on homicide for years.
And he's welcome to it.
야 운전
You're
똑바로
a
안
terrier,
해서
Phelps, and that's what I need. Not some old bulldog who can't get up a flight of stairs without coughing up his lunch.
아니?
swear, if we locked up every doctor in this town, Vice would be able to work half days.
Yes, sir, your name?
LAPD. We'd like to see Dr. Stoneman.
Dr. Stoneman is with a patient. Would you like to wait?
No, we wouldn't. Tell him we want to see him now.
There's no need to be rude.
Save it, sister.
Dr. Stoneman, I have some gentlemen from the LAPD here to see you.
Send them in, please. I'll see this patient again after they've left.
Your investigation is much more important than my sciatica. I'm just...
Dr. Stoneman, we are investigating the death of one of your patients, Julia Randall.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Do you mind if we ask you some questions about Ms. Randall?
Not if it doesn't compromise doctor-patient privilege, Detective.
How well did you know Miss Randall?
Barely at all. She'd only been a patient 6 months or so.
왜 이렇게 꿈틀거리냐?
Julia Randall has been your patient for nearly a year. I'm sure you know that.
Do you doubt my veracity, Detective? Do you have access to my patient records?
처방전?
Your prescriptions contradict you, Doctor.
Miss Randall was in the fashion business, as you probably know. She was jumped up on Benzedrine by day and knocked down by sleeping pills at night. I told her to slow up, but no. Life was too short for her.
And you supplied the prescription for the Benzedrine?
It's not illegal, Detective. A lot of young women in her line of work use it for weight loss.
You wrote Julia Randall a prescription for Benzedrine. How can you account for that?
Miss Randall was in the fashion business. She wanted to control her weight.
We believe Miss Randall died of an overdose of morphine. You didn't prescribe her anything else, did you?
That is a very serious allegation to level at a doctor, young man.
과다 복용 흔적? 이거로 얘기해야 되나?
Sorry. My mistake.
눈 돌리는데. 저거 드림이로 볼까?
I am well aware of what is prescribed under the Harrison Act, Detective. If you wish to make any other ridiculous accusations, I suggest you direct them to my attorney.
그냥 의심했었어야
That'll be all for now, Dr. Stoneman. We'll be in touch.
If you will excuse me, I have patients to attend to.
The main reason Santa's so jolly is because he knows where all the bad girls live.
The old boy's lying.
About what?
I don't know. He looked relieved when you said she was dead. That's a strange reaction to have to the death of a young patient.
주인공이 확실하게 못 맞추면은 저렇게 옆에서 얘기를 해주는 걸까?
Have you noticed how croakers only pull out the physician-patient privilege card when they got something to hide?
There are certain things people have a right to keep private.
Until it gets in the way of police work. And it's only private when it suits them. A couple of drinks and every doctor I've met will spill your darkest secrets in a heartbeat.
You're the reason brothers and sisters shouldn't marry.
Well, hello. What can I help you with today?
If that hill won't buy me something nice, I'll find
LAPD,
someone who
ma'am.
will.
I hope I haven't done anything wrong.
No, ma'am. We're making some inquiries about Julia Randall. Does she work here?
No, I had to let her go. Is she in some sort of trouble?
She was found dead this morning. How long had Julia worked as a model?
Well, she worked in New York before coming here. She was a very beautiful girl.
You weren't as shocked as someone normally is when told about a murder, ma'am. Is there something about Julia you want to tell me?
You're accusing me of lying? How dare you? What basis do you have for this kind of accusation?
그냥 말해본 건데요.
Sorry. Sometimes you have to shake the tree to see what falls out. Could you tell us why you let Miss Randall go?
Husbands sometimes come in here with their wives. When Julia Randall modeled, the husbands were often more interested in her than they were their wives' dresses. The wives weren't happy, and neither was I.
Did she have any close friends here?
Actually, yes. Heather Swanson. Would you like to speak with her?
I'd like that very much. Please don't inform her about Miss Randall's death.
Very well, officer. Heather, these gentlemen are from the LAPD.
I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. I understand that you worked with Julia Randall, Miss Swanson?
Yes. Julia helped me get my job here. She's not in any kind of trouble, is she?
She's a hellraiser, isn't she? Lives a fast life.
Oh, no. Maybe Mrs. Stanley would call her that, but I wouldn't. She's full of life, a wonderful company.
That's a lovely engagement ring.
Do you like it? Henry gave it to
I'm
me.
very interested in engagement rings. Do you mind if I take a closer look?
어서 오세요.
That's some pearl, Miss Swanson. Would have cost Henry a fortune. He must really love you.
진주가 비싼 건가?
How did you meet Julia?
I was introduced through my fiancé, Henry Arnett.
Were Julia and Henry intimate before you started seeing him? Is there something you haven't told us, Miss Swanson?
How would I know whether Henry and Julia were close?
Don't ask, you never find out. Henry is your beau. Tell us about it.
Yes, he is. Henry has a fashion business. He and Julia have been friends for years.
Are Miss Randall and Mr. Henderson engaged?
Who's he?
아까랑 표정 똑같은 거 보니까 모르는 거 같은데. 혹시 모르니까 찔러봐.
Julia was kept by this Henderson character. The apartment, clothes, jewelry. Was she a call girl?
How would I know? What evidence is there that says that Julia is a prostitute?
아니 거짓말은 보니까 그냥 저런 식으로 찔러볼 수가 있더라고. 그래갖고 저기 주인공이 말하는 게 힌트가 돼요. 주인공이 말하는 거를 증명할 수 있는 증거가 있으면은 그게 답이거든. 그리고 요거는 다 바로 취소할 수 있어가지고
It's nothing personal.
그냥
Just
찔러보는
doing my
거야.
job. You understand that? She was wearing a sapphire engagement ring. Someone must have given it to her.
She never mentioned a man named Henderson to me.
That's all for now, Miss Swanson. Could you ask your fiancé to visit Hollywood Police Station? It would be very helpful to our inquiry.
Now, wait a moment. I don't think I'll pass on that message until you tell me why you're asking all these questions.
Julia Randall was found dead this morning.
What? Oh, no. Oh, I can't believe it. She was so full of life.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
Messages for me, please.
Yes, Detective. The coroner's been asking to speak to you. I can connect the call if you like.
Please, thank you. Al?
Cole, can you get over here? I just finished the autopsy.
Sure thing, Mal. We'll be right over.
병원부터 가야겠네.
You're behind the wheel.
Do we know where we're going?
Nice move not telling old Sweet Lips in there about her
저
friend taking a
정도
big jump
계속
until we were half out the
나왔으면은
door.
교환원은 한 번 더
Very
당해줘야
slick.
되는데.
I figured we'd get more out of her that way.
You're learning, Phelps. We'll make a vice cop out of you yet.
Isn't he the cop they've been talking about on the radio? Want another commendation?
아니 잠깐 아저씨 어디 있는 거야?
Skeleton goes into a
이쪽이네.
bar and orders a beer and a mop.
Cole, Roy,
뭐야
I have
시체
some
왜 하나 또
information for
늘었어?
you.
You're the only person enjoying this, Mal. Get on with it.
The bruising confirms 2 sets of hands, so we have 2 killers. Death was caused by heart failure due to an overdose of morphine.
Have you dragged us down here to gloat? We already heard your theory.
We agree that she was murdered.
Yes, of course.
I have something else to show you.
All right, Mal, what gives?
The dead guy's name is Jimmy LeBlanc, career burglar. He came in this morning. Someone stove his head in with a lump of 2x4.
So what? Good riddance.
I found 2 syrettes in his jacket pocket.
Wow.
Hang on a minute, Roy. We're listening now.
No sign of morphine use and no metabolized morphine in his blood. Scratch marks on his face.
Which could be from getting his head remodeled.
Time of death, Mal.
Maybe an hour or 2 after the Randall girl.
So you're saying Laughing Boy here could be one of our killers? That's a hell of a long shot.
Thanks, Mal. We'll check it out.
I found something else.
그냥 보기만 하는 거지?
Sorry, I don't play.
I don't know if it's significant. His wallet was empty. The only other things he was carrying were the harmonica and the morphine.
쟤는
Carruthers.
검시관 별로 안 좋아하는 것 같더라고.
Yeah, he's here. I'll send him over. They have a guy called Henry Arnett in interview 2 for you next door. Let me know how you get on.
Sure, Mal. And thanks for the lead.
Sure, Mal. Thanks for the lead.
My sister's always been lucky when it came to
Poor little twist. She was 13 if she was a day. Arnett is in interview too, Phelps. Go help him get whatever it is off his chest.
이 옷이 어디였더라?
They weren't even his prints and he still confessed.
Okay, keep moving, lover boy.
Mr. Arnett, I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. Thanks for coming in.
Call me Henry. It's the least I could do. Terrible news about Julia.
How well did you know Julia Randall?
Vaguely. I'm in the clothing business, and Julia occasionally modeled for me.
뭐 이건 굳이 거짓말 할 이유도 없잖아. 아니야?
We were friends.
Miss Randall's
아, 그
landlady
찔러볼
said
걸.
she was seeing
그냥
an older
맞겠거니
man.
했는데.
Could have been. I wasn't privy to all the details of Julia's private life.
Henry, I don't like when people lie to me. She was seeing a man named Henderson. You know who I'm talking about.
Easy on, Detective. I may have heard of Henderson, but I don't know his full name. I think he's from New York or someplace back east.
알고 있는데.
If that's all, Heather's distraught. I probably need to get home.
That's funny. Julia told her cleaning lady that he lived in San Francisco.
Okay, you got me. I don't know where he's from. Julia wanted money. She always wanted money. She thought she could get some from this guy.
She was wearing a distinctive engagement ring. You think she might have convinced him to buy it for her?
Maybe he did, yeah. Maybe he and Julia were getting serious.
Ever heard of a Jimmy LeBlanc?
No. Should I have? Is he an entertainer or something?
I think you're lying. I think Randall was a high-priced hooker, and this Henderson character didn't want it to come out that he had been seeing her. I think he had LeBlanc and an accomplice bump her off. I think you know who Henderson is, and you're trying to conceal his identity.
I think you've been out in the sun too long without your hat. Prove that I know who Henderson is.
증거는 딱히 없지. 반지가 왜 자꾸 언급이 될까?
If that's all, Heather's distraught. I probably need to get home.
표정이 딱 그 자신감 있는 그런 표정 아니에요? 넌 증거가 없을 텐데.
Looks like I was mistaken.
써보자.
So you wouldn't have any reason to believe that LeBlanc would be involved in Julia Randall's murder?
If this guy is a criminal, he might have been involved. But like I said, I've never heard of this LeBlanc character.
Heather told us that you were in fashion.
That's right.
Poor little twist. She was 13 if she was a day.
Some kind of traveling salesman?
Once I got out of the Corps, I used my...
You were in the Marines?
Sure. I'm proud of it. Fighting 6th.
You were in the 6th Marines?
Yes. I was a captain.
Which company?
Various companies. We had a lot of casualties.
Which engagements?
Okinawa. A couple of other places.
That will be all for now, Henry. You've been very helpful.
That son of a bitch was never in the Marines. Why'd you let him off the hook?
Because we're giving him a couple of minutes before we start tailing him. Arnett is an amateur. We need to find out who killed the girl. Can you pass this on to Bukowski? Have him check the place out and go through his records.
Sure, I'll pass it on.
Thanks. Can you also have R&I run the records on a Jimmy LeBlanc and find out who was his last arresting officer? Have them get in touch via KGPL when they have some information.
이제는 주인공이 약간 베테랑 느낌이 나네.
He's in that car at the lights.
He was squirming like a worm in there. Don't you love it when they pull the war hero excuse? Actually, maybe you don't.
I'd have expected a cad like Arnett to be a better liar.
미행하는데 너무 티난다고? 역주행하면서 미행해도 못 알아보더라고. 백미를 안 보나봐.
Where are you taking us, Henry?
Can you quit driving like a jackass already?
That idiot never stepped foot in Okinawa.
아, 사고가 나려고 하면은 그러더라고. 다른 차랑 부딪히고.
He needs money and fast. Get in there and find out what he pawned. I'll stick with him, see how he intends to spend the money. Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Hoof it, Phelps. I'll bring the car around when I'm done here.
어서 오세요. 아이 진짜 깜짝 놀랐네. 아이 감사합니다.
Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
아이 작정하고 살펴볼 때는 저렇게 팩 저렇게 돌아보더라고.
Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
내가 먼저 가서 저기 가서 기다리고
I'll
있으면
bring
안
the
돼?
car around when I'm done here.
이런 거 보면서 보는 걸로. 니 쫓아가고 있다 왜?
Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
상점 구경하는 걸로 막 이렇게
I'll bring the
하는
car
것도
around
있던데.
when I'm done here.
어 그래 이렇게 좀 고개 숙이고 하는 것도 있었는데. 네, 대전 살아요.
Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
뭘 저 앞에 뻔히 보이는구만. 차 빵빵거려도 보나봐. 이거 은근히 있다.
Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Hoof it, Phelps. I'll bring the car around when I'm
빵빵거리니까
done here.
뒤돌아봤어. 뭐 하고 있냐고? 스킵할 준비.
That's right, Mexico City. One-way ticket, please. Next available seat.
That would be 1 day from now. Is that okay?
It's going to have to be.
LAPD. The man who just came in here. He bought a ticket?
Yes, sir. To Mexico City tomorrow night.
If you hear from him again, don't mention this conversation.
What have you got?
He bought a ticket from Mexico City. Tomorrow night.
That's good. But this is better.
이게 뭐야?
Oh my god. It's Fabergé.
Should have seen the look on the pawnbroker's face when I told him to hand it over.
뭐
The guy who owned
메이커인가
the
보지?
joint thought it was worth at least 10 large for a cigarette case. Arnett only got 600 clams.
Can you drive to this one?
Where are we going?
이제 어디로 가야 되지? 내가 못 찾은 게 있나 봐. 그러니까 추가를 못 해 있는 거지.
Car 11K, 11K, come in.
Go ahead, KGPL.
11K, go to Hollywood Station. Homicide detectives Bukowski and Galloway have information relating to the Randall case.
Roger, KGPL. 11K, en route.
Car 11K, Car 11 King, come in.
Car 11 King, go ahead.
R&I reports the last arresting officer for DOA Jimmy LeBlanc was Patrolman Fred Wallace, who's working a shift on Hollywood 9th Beat, Sunset Boulevard between Jordan and Wilcox.
Car 11K, en route.
똥픽 안 해.
A one-way ticket to Mexico. Old Henry's looking as guilty as a dog next to a pile of dog shit.
What's his motive?
I can think of a few, but I'd put my money south of the belt. One guy plus two dames always equals problems.
네, 이거 끝나면 파이해야지.
Come on, let's give him a hand.
야, 차로 그냥 박아버리지 왜?
Detective Phelps.
Wallace, go left. I'm going right after this little prick in the alley.
안 하더라도 받아더라고. 아, 똥픽 깔고 싶지도 않아.
Stay down.
I got you now, motherfucker.
머리 맞았는데 안 죽었지 지금. 총 너무 내가 살살 쐈나봐.
Stay in cover.
아니야, 스토리 따라간 거예요.
Outstanding warrant, armed robbery. Knocked over a drugstore back there, and it looks like he brought his whole posse with him. Bad luck for them.
They're all yours now. We need some information.
Ever heard of a burglar goes by the name of Jimmy LeBlanc?
Sure. We nabbed Jimmy on a burglary beef a couple of years back. They cut through a music shop and into a jewelry store. He got 4 years. I missed his partner, though.
His partner?
Big guy. I had him cornered, and he picked up this huge display case and threw it out a plate glass window. Then he vaulted out of there like something out of Barnum and Bailey.
Got away.
I would have had him, except for LeBlanc yelling, "Run for it, Willie!"
And you think he was an acrobat of some sort?
More like a strongman, a wrestler, or a boxer, that kind of thing.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
You haven't done too badly yourself.
You know the way. You can drive.
All right, where to? You're suggesting LeBlanc is still working with Willie?
A strong man held down Randall while someone administered the morphine. Someone with muscle opened up LeBlanc's skull. Could be.
We caught up with Mal. He's given us the dope on LeBlanc.
He worked burglaries with a big guy. Goes by the name of Willie. He might be our killer. Can you work boxing gyms, the Y, promoters, that kind of stuff?
Since when have you started giving orders, Phelps? And where's the burglary angle? There was no sign of a...
That's where our net comes in. Next stop, we speak to Lacey about a list of recent burglaries.
Guy's a bum. His office is a front, and he's behind on the rent and his phone bill.
And he's skipping town. Tomorrow.
Let's get him in and beat it out of him.
Do you want to bring in the killer, Rusty?
It could be too smart for your own good, Phelps. We've been talking about that, haven't we, Roy? Stefan?
Finbar?
Sir, I need the contraband list. Items stolen over the last year.
Hang on, I'll dig out a copy for you. Here you go.
Thanks.
Is the
뭐 찾으라고? 잠깐 목 때렸는데. 보석?
Seems Julia wasn't the first bored society girl to hide her bennies in that pillbox.
다 두드려 그냥 모르겠으면.
Even the engagement ring was purloined. Our net is a cad.
뭐 찾는 게 아니고 그냥 한번 보는 건가? 아닌데 뭐 찾는 건데 뭐 하나 빠졌나 봐.
It's here. Arnett must be out of his mind trying to move this while under a murder cloud.
Julia Randall's ring. It's here.
얘들 여태까지 모았던 그거에 대한 리스트를 찾는 거였네.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Fine. Where are we headed?
So you're the first in this family born without a tail.
So you and Rusty have been having discussions. Anything you would like to tell me, partner?
Phelps, don't be so touchy. Rusty had his best ever clearance rate working with you. Even if the cases he worked on can't be discussed. We were just comparing notes.
From American Century Broadcasting.
You're a Booneroo case man, Phelps. One of the best I've ever seen.
Thanks.
왜 칭찬하지? 쟤
You
나한테
gotta
너무
learn to take
잘못한 거
a
있나 봐.
compliment, Phelps.
Crucial periods in the nation's history. Following the Republican... The GOP...
Nice house.
LAPD, ma'am. Is Mrs. Eavestrom in?
She is. Would you follow me, sir?
I am Mrs. Eavestrom. How may I help you?
We appear to have recovered some stolen goods that belong to you, ma'am.
Yes, of course. That terrible burglary. Would you like something to drink?
No, thank you, ma'am. We have some questions, if you don't mind.
Why would I mind, young man? If you are returning 43 pieces of my property.
Okay, before we get down to that, I'll have a scotch. Thanks, straight up.
Maria, can you get the detective a drink, please?
Can you describe to us what was stolen?
It would be easier to describe what wasn't stolen, Detective. A priceless tiara that has been in the family for 50 years. A Fabergé cigarette case that was worth $25,000.
담배가?
Why are you lying about the value of your jewelry, Mrs. Eavestrom?
Who do you think you are? Making heinous accusations in my own home.
담배값 한 $10,000 정도
Maria,
한다고 하지 않았나?
I think we'd best get this officer a drink to get him moving. He looks rather gormless.
We recovered the cigarette case from a pawnbroker. No one knows the real value of an item better than those guys.
I inflated its value for the insurance claim. There. Are you satisfied? My daughter's boyfriend was quite taken with the case. I think he was even more disappointed than I was when it was stolen.
What can you tell us about the burglary?
A terrible night. At least a year ago. But let's not go into that. Let's talk about what you've recovered.
수상한데?
I think you know more about this burglary than you were letting on, Mrs. Eavestrom. There isn't an insurance claim involved, is there?
Are you accusing me of having my own home burgled? How dare you? What possible proof do you have for this scandalous remark?
아우 눈 튀어나오시겠어요. 증거야 없지. 근데 눈썹을 꿈틀거리는데?
You're off the hook, for now.
이게 연관이 있을까?
Maria, I think we'd best get this officer a drink to get him moving. He looks rather gormless.
애매하면 그냥 의심하자. 아니야.
Sense that you're worried about something, Mrs. Eavestrom.
I have already received the insurance claim, Detective. Is there any way we could keep the return of these items discreet?
That's about it for now, Mrs. Eastrom. The department will get in touch and let you know how you can recover your
아까
valuables.
거가 중요한
You've only
질문이었던
mentioned a
것
few of
같은데.
the items that have been stolen, Detective. What else has been recovered?
You see, Phelps? That's why you get the drinks in early.
Hello, Mother. Hello, detectives.
아니 얘는?
What is going on?
We'd like to ask exactly the same question.
You have met my daughter?
This morning at work. Oh, mother and father divorced. I took my father's name.
The detectives recovered some of the things that were stolen, darling.
Well, what did you find?
A sapphire ring on the corpse of Julia Randall.
What are you talking about?
Your engagement ring, Miss Swanson. Would you be surprised to know that it was part of the proceeds of a burglary?
That's an outrageous allegation.
Yes, it is. I suggest we go straight to Henry Arnett's place and sort this mess out.
내가 운전해?
KTI Radio is a member of the AC.
네가 운전하면 안 돼? 안 해? 알았어, 비켜 그럼. 버려. 야, 왜 도망가? 저를 왜 뛰어서 오나? 파트너랑 이야기하는 게 생겼다고? 그럴 수도 있겠다. 이미 늦었어. 다시 태우러 가기엔 너무 멀어. 나 저기 앞에서 같이 만나자고 해야죠. 왜 이렇게 멀어, 집이?
Not now!
내 차도 아닌데 뭐. 대화가 좀 긴가 보지? 우리가 상관없어. 아, 이럴 줄 알았으면 태워서 올걸. 아, 근데 뭐 집이 끝과 끝이에요. 왜 이렇게 멀어?
Necessary Captain.
Oh, sweet Jesus!
Come on, sister. Let's find out who your fiancé really is.
Welcome, sir. I'm sorry, are you a resident?
LAPD detectives. We're here to speak to Henry Arnett.
Oh, Mr. Arnett? Apartment 30. You can take the lift.
Thank you.
네, 들어가세요.
Well, isn't this just nice and awkward?
Stop!
Don't kill
LAPD!
him, Cole. This guy's our case.
Go on, put your hands in the air! Give it up, LAPD!
저거 그냥 꼭 그래야 돼? 총으로. 아 뭐야, 중심 잡았는데. 대기 타고 있는데 또 크로스라인 하는 거 아니야? 이번에는 몽둥이로 때리네.
Looks like he got you good, Phelps.
Yeah, he really packs a wallop. How did I get back here?
Under your own steam, miraculously. You came in through the window, said hello, and then keeled over.
How was Arnett?
He's coming around, too. He's all hopped up. Good time to get some answers.
You missing something, Henry?
튈 준비. 외웠어? 이젠 외웠어?
You told Heather you're honeymooning without her? Vacheron Constantine. That's an extremely expensive watch, Henry.
A graduation present from my parents.
This isn't what we're looking for. Doesn't give me anything to go on. Maybe. No.
특별한 게 없어 보이냐?
Nothing significant.
아우, 별로 감사합니다.
Probably nothing.
양호 구리다고요? 왜? 이거 승진 기념으로 맞춘 건데. 가방만 살펴보는 건가 본데? 다 봤지?
We know all about the jewelry ring. You and Randall and LeBlanc and Willie doing the legwork.
I'm in the fashion business.
You're lying, Henry.
How can you prove that I'm involved, Detective?
그러게 여기서 뭐로 증명해야 될까? 담배값 분실했다고 했는데 얘가 들고 있다가 팔았잖아? 근데 여기서 실수하면은 그냥 못 잡고 끝나는 것 같은데? 그러니까요.
Won't let me leave until we finish this, Detective. So you'd best get on with it.
Looks like I made a mistake.
공략을 보자고? 에이 이거 뭐 공략까지 봐? 그냥 여차하면은 그냥 다시 시작하면 되는 거 아니야? 여기서 처음에 잘해야 될 것 같은데. 직관력 포인트 없어. 금지 품목 같기도 하고 담배값 같기도 하고. 아 이거 잘못하면은 이게 도망가면 다시 처음부터 해야 되잖아.
Won't let me leave until we finish this, Detective. So you'd best get on with it.
Sorry. Sometimes you have to shake the tree to see what falls out.
아 괜히 또 갈등되게 만드네. 마지막에 삐끗하면 여태까지 했던 거 다 날라가니까. 아 이거 둘 중에 하나 아니면 의심일 것 같아.
Sorry. My mistake.
담배값으로 치르자. 도난 당했다고 했는데 제가 팔아먹었잖아.
Because you pawned a Fabergé cigarette case today for $600. A case that is on a list of stolen items.
It was Julia's idea. Get a list of society parties, find out where and when, and then have to guess them. Julia was desperate for money. No matter how much we made, she always wanted more.
Why did Reed and LeBlanc kill Julia Randall?
I wanted to stop, to get out of that life. I was going to marry Heather if she'd have me. Julia told the others that they were out, and she was going to create a new gang.
You're lying, Arnett. I think you ordered them to kill her. It was made to look like suicide, and when the coroner saw through that, you knew it was time to run.
I told you I was involved in the burglaries. I had nothing to do with Julia's death. Why would I need to run?
왜 도망갔냐고? 눈 돌아가고 있어. 뭔가 있는데 의심인지 아니면은 증거를 들이미는 건지 잘 모르겠네. 근데 증거는 뭐 딱히 생각나는 건 없어요.
You won't let me leave until we finish this, detective. So you'd best get on with it.
의심하지 않아.
Looks like I was mistaken.
You
wanted Julia Randall out of your life.
Why would he want that? Julia was our friend.
Julia was his hump, sweetheart. They were the Bonnie and Clyde of society burglars. He met you and realized he didn't have to steal anymore. He could just mooch from you. He needed Julia out of the way.
Julia was insatiable. She didn't care about anyone, not the least me. She was never going to go back to the poverty she came from. I wanted it to stop.
Who is Henderson, and what is his involvement?
Tell them what you know, Henry. I'll stand by you if you'll only tell the truth.
There is no Henderson.
Tell me about your first burglary, and don't lie.
I can't remember. I don't keep a list of these things.
리스트 이거.
Your first burglary was a Dr. Harold Stoneman. You want to explain how he is involved, or shall I?
Henderson is Stoneman. He was crazy about Julia. She could get him to do whatever she wished. He threw the parties, and we arranged the burglaries. Julia never let him touch her. She just kept him hanging on the promise. Drove the good doctor almost insane.
Henry Arnett, you are under arrest for burglary and for the murder of Julia Randall.
Henderson is Stoneman, all right? I'm not the guy you want. Go talk to the good doctor.
Oh, we will, knucklehead. Meanwhile, we're fitting you for convict stripes.
그래, 말하는 거 보면은 의사가 진범일 것 같기도 한데. 근데 나는 의사 쪽 신문은 실패했으니까. 그래서 얘기가 이렇게 가나? 아, 아니네, 가네. 에이, 뭐야. 그럼 굳이 막 아까처럼 끙끙 싸맬 필요도 없었네. 결국엔 이쪽으로 한번 가지 않았을까? 네가 운전해.
Can you drive to this one? I guess the wedding's off.
He only robbed her mother and killed her best friend. Cut the guy some slack.
So how does the doctor fit in?
That's what we're about to find out. Maybe we should ask him to give you a quick once-over. That meathead gave you one hell of a pasting.
I've had worse.
You should have seen yourself staggering back in there like a drunken sailor.
Next time you can take the runner, boy.
I didn't box in the Marines, though, did I?
Should have never told you that.
네 시까지요? 왜죠?
Time for the doctor to give us something to make this all better.
튄 거 아니야?
Hang on a moment, sister. Tell him it's Henry Arnett. And tell him it's urgent.
I can't do that.
Tell him, or I'll charge you with obstruction of justice.
Doctor, I'm afraid Mr. Arnett is here to see you, and he says it's urgent.
내 파트가 바뀌었어요. 인성은 안 좋은데
I told you
능력하진 않은
never to
건데.
come.
Tell us the truth, Doctor.
I'm so glad you came. Prison will be better than insanity, and I'm already half insane with grief. Do you know that I loved her? I ruined my life for her, and yet I still love her.
Will you testify in court that Arnett and Randall did these robberies?
They organized the robberies. Julie would get the names of the guests attending my wife's parties. Didn't matter how much money I showered upon her, it was never enough. She never really cared for me.
Doctor, I'm afraid you're under arrest.
Other practice. You'll call Dr. Gerard. No. Please don't cry. I want to see no one. Not my wife or my children, nor my friends. And I don't want a lawyer. Just lock me up and throw away the key. What have I done?
Didn't see that coming.
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
I need an ambulance and the coroner immediately to the offices of Dr. Harold Stoneman, 1646 Ivor Street, Hollywood.
En route, Detective. You have a message. Detective Bukowski says the suspect is named Wilson Willie the Wolf Reed, former wrestler. Last known address is an apartment building at the corner
아직
of
끝난 게
Hollywood
아닌가
and
보지?
Vine. Detective Bukowski says to meet them there.
On our way. We have an address for the runner.
Let's try and wrap this up then.
그럼 아까 전에 그
That old
취조했던
boy
게
really
분위긴
fell for
분위인가
that
보다.
broad.
안 그랬으면은 의사랑 연결점을 못
She was
찾았을까?
incredibly beautiful.
Would you throw it all away for a woman?
Life has a way of making you pay for your pride.
You're quite the romantic, Phelps. Stick with the percentages. Broken hearts are for chumps.
빨리 오셨네요.
You're talking from experience.
I certainly am. Oh, I like women as much as the next guy. As long as they're in their place and doing what they're told.
Isn't that the cop who solved the big case and got promoted?
He's around here somewhere. A big guy. Neighbors say he always wears basketball shoes and a cream jacket. And get this. The kids around here say he plays the harmonica.
Find a game well and have the commander set up a dragnet. We want the area closed off. We'll take this side of the street.
A harmonica playing wrestler. That's a weird one. Think he knits as well?
Just keep your eyes open and your mouth shut. We don't want him to bolt on us.
소리 나는데? 근데 어느 방향이야 이거?
It wouldn't be that way. I think you're barking up the wrong tree.
그래 네 말 믿을게. 야 어디서 하모니카 무게 소리가 이렇게 쩌렁쩌렁 울리냐?
You hear that?
Wilson Reed, LAPD, give yourself up.
대전 이렇게 붙이고 왔고. 동료 왜 갑자기 일하기 시작하냐? 주인공 보고 좀 배우기 시작하는 건가? 근데 좀 더 길막한다.
Hold it. He's got to be around here somewhere. No place to go unless he grew wings.
There he is. Waste the son of a bitch.
야, 총 맞아도 안 죽는데?
Son of a bitch really picked a spot for it up here, didn't he? Julia Randall's folks are flying in from New York tomorrow to claim the body. I saw her on the slab. So perfect. Looked like she was made of porcelain. She really made an impression on me.
Leah had that impact on a lot of men.
Christ, it's cold. You guys did good work here today. Roy, I think you should buy your brother officers a drink.
Do you now? That's very generous of you, Lieutenant.
뭐야, 내 차 왜 다 박살나 있냐? 현장에서 모르핀의 흔적을 찾아냈으면은 좋아했을 거다. 아, 그래, 안 그래도 저기 뭐지? 조사가 다 안 된 것처럼 떠가지고 그냥 긴가민가 했는데 별거 아니겠지 싶어서 갔는데 그거가 좀 아쉬웠다였나봐.